TinkerCAD tips. This is part 3 in our Minnie Mouse multi-part cookie cutter tutorial. In the prior tutorials, I showed how we sourced this image and broke it down into its separate colors. And then in the previous tutorial, I showed how we made the outline portion of this. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show how we're going to make the cutter part for the bow tie here. If we look at the original image, you'll see something interesting about this. We have to make a cutout that goes around the bow, but these lines in here only partially press down into the dough. And we're going to use the new sketch tool to make that happen. So let's go back to TinkerCAD here. Let's click on our bow. We'll make a duplicate of that. We'll bring that down here. First thing we're going to do is let's make this into an outline. Let's make sure our quality is set at 24. We're going to set it to outer line, round, and then we want our line width to be 1.2, which is about 3 walls on a standard size nozzle. And we end up with this shape. Now what we need to do is to cut down these inner lines, and for that we're going to use the sketch tool. So we'll bring that out, we'll place it in here. Sketch tool comes up, and for all of this we're just going to use the straight line here. First thing I'm going to do is change my snap grid to off, and what we're going to do is to make a part that outlines all of the parts that we need to bring down by 4 millimeters. So we'll start up here, come in, we'll zoom in a bit, and I just start clicking where I want my spots to be. Come over here, zoom back out, come down into this part, zoom in again, and we'll just continue making our outline. And even up here, we'll get this little part. Reach back up to the top. We'll connect those. We'll say Finish Sketch. Let's make that into a hole. Let's set the height to be 4 millimeters. While it's selected, we'll hit the letter D to drop it down to the work plane. Now, before we group these together, we need to make this outer brim like we did up here. So we're going to select on this portion again. We'll hit Duplicate. Quality is set to 24, outer line, round. We're going to make the height of this 2 millimeters. 5 millimeters wide. Now we're looking at this top down, so we need to move that brim up to the top. So we're going to select on the 2 of those, click Align. Then I'm going to click on that inner outline cut, make that the boss. Line that up to the top. And one more thing we want to do here is to get rid of these reference corners, so I'll bring out a whole square. Cover that up. We'll make a duplicate of that. We'll bring that over to this one. There we go. Now we want to select all of that, group them together. And once they're grouped, we're left with this. And again, we're looking at this top down, but if I zoom in here, you can see where what we cut away does not reach all the way down to the work plan. So this would just leave a mark in the dough, an impression, without cutting through it. So that completes the bow tie part of this. Like, follow, and share. In the next tutorial, we'll begin working on the hands of the face.